this morning we are going to make one of the most colorful and one of my favorite veggie drinks. I call it Just Beet It. It's a ginger beet juice. So let's get started. Super easy. Want to make sure to have the plunger handy just in case the beets get stuck in any of the blades. We want to have 2 beets. We want 2 beets right about this size. I have 1 large beet that's about the size of 2 beets, so we're just going to use 1 large beet in our case. And we want 2 red apples, and then we're going to need some ginger. Now you want about a 2-inch square piece of ginger. If you like it spicy, knock that down to a 1-inch square piece of ginger if you're not too big on the spice in the morning. Me, I love me some ginger, so I'm just going to go put in a nice big piece there. And I did peel off just that portion of the ginger, so that definitely is peeled. The beet is also peeled, and we're going to cut this rough end here. And then we're just going to cut this into reasonable chunks here. The Vitamix can definitely handle the this starchy beet. That's no problem. But we're going to break it up so that it'll go a little bit faster. It looks like I killed somebody. Look at that. Ah! Psycho. Okay. And that can go in there too. We're just gonna leave this rough top. We'll feed that to the chickens. Okay, so we have ginger, we have beet. Now we want to add the apples. So we're gonna chop these in half to get the core out. We'll actually quarter them and make sure there's no seeds or core going in there. And you could do this with a juicer too. If you happen to have a juicer and you like using a juicer, go for it. Juice the apple, the beet, and the ginger, and voila, you have the juice. Delicious. Potent, has a nice little kick. It just feels great going down. I haven't found a juicer that I like, so I love to do this with my Vitamix and then pour it through a strainer to separate the pulp out, and it is fabulous. That's what I love about my Vitamix, is that I don't feel like I need a juicer as well. I just strain the pulp out of anything that, you know, tastes a little funny, all thick with the pulp in there. So we have a good relationship, my Vitamix and I. Funny because I've used my Vitamix multiple times, you know, before even lunchtime usually. Making fresh almond milk in the morning, making my green smoothie or my veggie smoothie, and if I make another dish, you know, a pate or a cheese or something, you know, before lunch, I've used it 2, 3, 4 times sometimes. Okay, let's see. Now we're adding 1.5 cups to 2 cups of water. I have 1.5 cups here. I think that ought to do it. We can always add more if we need it. And we're going to whip this on up. We're going to just beat it, I guess. All right, let's see. So always we start down low. Okay, look at that beautiful color there. Barbie would be proud. Look at that nice magenta fuchsia. I don't know what color that is, but it's gorgeous. Okay, we are going to pour this through the fine mesh sieve. You're probably wondering why I'm dicing an avocado. It does not go in my Just Beet It. It doesn't go in the juice. But when we pour this through the sieve, we are left with a delicious pulp that has a nice sweet taste from the apple, has a nice earthy flavor from the beets, and of course it has that nice punch from the ginger. So instead of wasting that beet juice, there's a couple things we can do with it. We can definitely make it into a soup. We add some red pepper and carrot, and oh my god, does that make a delicious soup. Red pepper, carrot, I love a little smoked sea salt in there, a little Chardonnay oak smoked sea salt or something fancy to give it a nice rich flavor, gourmet taste. You can see that just comes right through there. It takes a little time, but that's all right, no rush. And the pulp is what we were talking about. So the pulp does make a great soup, but it also is just great on toast because it does have a sweetness, almost like a morning jam or something. Obviously, it's much more earthy than a jam. It's not that sweet. It's also way, way better for you. So I like to top a toast, either a flax cracker or a lightly toasted Ezekiel 4-9 sprouted grain bread, and I top it with a mashed avocado, and then I put a little bit of this pulp on there. Maybe a little brag on the avocado if you like a little salty edge, and it is just a flavor explosion that gets your day off to a fabulous, fabulous start. Plus, all the fats in the avocado make that morning meal a great meal to take your vitamin D with, so you want to be supplementing with vitamin D, unless you're getting a lot of sun. But even people who are living in, you know, Southern California are not getting enough sun if they're on the computer all day long. So if you get outside and you have your lunch and you eat in the full sunshine, then great, you're probably probably getting plenty. Otherwise, you probably want to supplement. So a breakfast that has the fats of the avocado makes a great time to do that. Okay, so as you can see, we have more of this pulp that we need to let go through here. It does take a little bit because it is thick, but it is well worth the effort, let me tell you. So just for our purposes here today, I'm going to let some of this drain back into the pitcher. Let's see if I can get a little bit more of this going in here. There we go. Now, if you're smart, you have a pitcher that actually can set right in, that you can set your strainer right on, and you can just go off and do other things. I, for some reason, picked this pitcher that is a little too small for our strainer to set on, so I have to sit here and hold it, which is good for my bicep strength, I suppose. But I am going to set this over here just so we can talk about how to put this, how to serve this juice up, and also how to serve up that toast. Okay, so we're going to stir the beet juice on the ice. Just grab a glass. I know this is a clear pitcher, but I want you to see how beautiful this looks. Now, I know you're probably thinking, it has beets, it's going to taste like dirt. It's not. It's delicious. The apple sweetens it up. The ginger gives it a nice flavor kick, and somehow the combination just works perfectly together. Let me try it. Oh my God, satisfying, delicious. It's sweet. It's really a sweet, nice, spicy, has a little spice from the ginger, but it's a great morning drink. Now, normally we're starting every day of our raw foods cleanse with a green drink. Obviously, we want those green vegetables in our body because they alkalize us, they're full of phytonutrients, they're just amazing. They're basically little solar light panels that catch all the rays of the sun. Since we can't photosynthesize, that's what we want to be eating. However, I do like to mix it up once in a while and throw in something like an orange pepper drink or a nice red beet drink so that we're getting all the colors. Now, each color vegetable brings something else to the table. So the color of beets comes from a phytonutrient that cures cancer. So why not go ahead and mix it up a little bit? We get a nice mix of flavor. We get a rainbow of color in our diet. So we know we're getting everything that we need. So this morning, we're going to start our day with Just Beet It. Gonna have a little sip more here, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to augment our breakfast. Instead of just having a smoothie, we're going to also have a little toast with some avocado and some brag on it and a little bit of that beet pulp. So let me move a little bit out of the way so you can see what we're doing here. We won't need this anymore. Okay, but we will need that. Okay, so we have an avocado, simple. I just ran some slices there while it was blending. You saw me do that. That made some nice little diamond shapes. We're gonna squeeze that right on here. And I'm gonna serve up 2 here. If you're not dehydrating your own flax crackers, no worries. Use an Ezekiel 4-9 bread. Might wanna give it a light toasting. It stores better in the freezer, in my opinion. That's the reason for the light toasting, just to kind of warm it up again. There we go. Let's use a knife here. We're just gonna spread that avocado. Delicious. The avocado smells so good. It's perfect. I don't want to smash it too much. Leave those nice delicious chunks. There we go. Okay. Move those out of our way too. Okay, now we're going to give that just a little bit of a salt flavor with either a nama shoyu, which is a raw soy sauce, or I had some brag sitting around, so I'm going to use just a little bit of that. Give the avocado a little salty flavor, and then I'm going to top that with just a little bit of that beet pulp, which is still dripping like crazy. So let's move that over here. The great thing is this sieve does fit on top of the Vitamix perfectly. So if I fit the whole batch of juice in there, then it just drains right back into the Vitamix while I'm making everything else. And then I pour the juice straight from the Vitamix into the glass. So we're just gonna pile this right on here. And if you want a little extra live greens, this is great with some spinach that's just either rough chopped or looks real pretty if you give it a nice julienne or chiffonade. There we go. And that way we have something to augment our juice That way, if you're the type of person who needs a nice hearty start to your morning, you can have your delicious juice and also your nice hearty stomach filling breakfast. So there's avocado bean pulp toast. That ought to be holding you over until lunchtime, and your Just Beat It. Have a great day. See you at lunch.